focus on it and see what's the haps. And they're about the same, $2,200, $2,300. 2.25 ton, 3-zone, mini duck. $4,000 for that one. Yeek. Eek. 37. So this is probably bare minimum. This is probably bare bone. You know, this is probably bare, or it could be just straight DIY with a heat pump. So it's got heat too. I wouldn't need heat in here. I know. I don't think I could get away with a 2-zone, honestly. I don't feel like two. Like I don't feel like two would be enough because of the garage, honestly. Let me go back to the one of these said something about a calculator. Multi-split AC calculator. Put yourself mini splits. Sizing estimator. There we go. Square footage. Total? Square footage total was 400 square foot for the garage. If this is 20 by 10, that's another 200, 600. Let's say 750 square feet. Maybe. 1.5 tons. Really? Okay. Can you find the Flex Manta Ray? I don't know. I can look. I have no idea. I can look. Hold on a second. Reset. There we go. Let's say 400 square feet. Desired indoor heating temperature 70 degrees. I don't really care about the heating. Basic installation, 1 floor. No basement or crawl space. Estimate. For 400 square foot space. Cooling 1 ton, 12,000. No. Hold on, reset that. The last one I did was 750. So 800. That's what I was going to. 800 square feet. 1.5 tons. Okay, did it not like that one? Go back to. Let's go back to. Oh, yes, there we go. I would like to do a ductless mini split. There we go. No. How many rooms or zones do you want to heat and cool? We're going to call it 3. We're going to call it 3. Garage. 400. Basic. See. Next. Wall mounted is fine. What's the distance between the air handler, outdoor equipment? 35 feet. Continue. Room name, bedroom. square foot. We're going to say if this is 20 foot by 10 foot, we're just going to say 200 square feet. This room has high ceilings. Not really, but we're going to say that it does. It has basic. Continue. Wall mounted is fine because we can come on the exterior wall. We're going to say 50 feet. Continue. Last room is the garage. 400 square feet. We're putting another one in there. Gonna say you already have one in the garage. And we can put it on the wall. That's fine. There you go. We're going to say 35 feet. Continue. How do you want to mount the outdoor condenser? On a pad is fine. Would you like to control your system from a smartphone or a computer? I don't really care. Just curious to see what it says now. Okay, $4,000. Wow, okay. Okay. $27,000 BTU ductless. Okay. I think that's a little high for the price. Now, what did you ask? I'm sorry. Closing some tabs up. What did you call it? Lex Manta Ray? Lexi Articulated Manta Ray? This one or a different one? That one or a more fancy one? Hold on, let's see. Let's do that one. That one. I think those are the same. Hold on. Hold on. Holding. Take the one in core. Oh, that's a flexi. I mean, that's a my flexi factory. I bet you. What it looks like. It looks like a. Oh, all right. That one right there is also from a paid. That's from a paid source. STL Flix is a. Hold on a second. I'm sending a message real quick. Purple, white. All right, let me see. Okay, so the one in Discord is from STL Flicks. STL Flicks is a paid program site for STLs. STL Flicks is a $30 a month. You know what I'm saying? Like $30 a month. And what happens is they use AI on their STLs to learn the models and pictures of the models so that they can watch for like eBay, Etsy, all these different places that are trying to sell their STLs as their own, because that is a big problem in the 3D print STL community. If I make this into a fantastic model, I made this into a model, and I give you the STL, or I sell you the STL, and then you turn around and you add one little ring right here and call it your own, and then you sell this as your own STL, thinking that that's okay, you know, thinking that that's all right, but it's not. It's not all right, because this then, you know, it's still my intellectual property. It's still my design, my model, but you're selling it as your own. That's the huge problem. So they try to curtail that as much as possible. Now, with that being said, a similar one is going to be Flexi Factory, right? Flexi Factory has one, but they are also a paid. They are also a paid site, so it's hard to find. See, like this right here. This is that. This is that. This is that model right there. I guarantee you, that's the model. Now, where did it come from? I don't know. You know, you know, a lot of people will take and just sell them as is. You know, but with that being said, you could still look around. Like, let's look at Yegi, right? Let's see what the options are for non-paid versions or low-pay versions. Okay, that's just an articulated tail. That's just tires done. It definitely worked. It does a little. It does a little spinny. You know, it does a little, and then it also spins. I might put that on my key. I might put that on my key ring. Let me get this other one started too, real quick, because I really do want to print this one. I did want to print that one. Okay. All right. Let me see. Where were we at? Over here. Okay, that's just an articulated tail. I mean, it's a cool manta ray. It could be a little bigger. I agree, and I may make one a little bit bigger. I'll upsize it a little bit. We are talking about the tire, right? It just amazes me that it's such a tight tolerance. It's such a tight tolerance that the tire doesn't come out. Like, it's crazy, right? Like, that's pretty good. Like, honestly, that's a good design. Like, that is a fantastic design. So I will, likely I will make that a little bit bigger. I do like the way that that one come out. Um, let's close that. Let's go back to Yegi. All right, this is the one we already know came from Thingiverse. Like, we know this one came from Thingiverse. This one came from, oh, that's puzzle pieces. That's articulated, but that's all in puzzle pieces. That's interesting. All right, that's at Thingiverse, so that one would be that's a free design. That's a free design. All right, this one is at Printables. That one's at Printables. That one is not terrible. That one's not horrible. Not horrible. Yeah, see, this is that same one. I guarantee you this. That anytime when you see them for sale, like the way that they're for sale like this is that same one. I mean, my gut says that. My gut says that it is. You know what I mean? And then here it is again. They don't care, right? Like they don't care. They use the same stinking pictures. Like all of these all of these pictures are the same. All of these pictures. This is off of my mini factory for $15. Now, who had it first? I have no idea. But see, that picture is the same as this picture. And this is not my mini factory. This is 1873. It's 1873, and at my mini factory, it was $15. And those are the same pictures for the same ray, right? Like that's the same, that is the exact same Stingray and Stingray model, I promise. To this, I have no doubt. And it looks a lot like the one that was the one you sent in the Discord from TikTok. Looks to be the same. All right. All right. I don't see any more. Yeah, I don't see any more. I mean, it's some of the same ones, but I don't see any new ones coming through at all. Yeah, I don't so that one that you saw in that TikTok, unless you plan on paying for it, you know what I'm saying? Like unless you was planning on purchasing. And this is the same one. Guarantee you that is the same one. And that's hilarious. $12 and a $5.47 delivery fee. That's hilarious. And if they're gonna send it to you via email, but like whenever I deal with anything from Etsy and it's digital delivery and they include any kind of a delivery fee, I tell them no. That if you're gonna tell me you want to charge me $6, press enter on the keyboard, no way. Ain't no way, no how. That ain't happening. Saying that happening. Yeah, and there's the TikTok. She's got a big printer. She's got a big printer. She does a lot of Star Wars stuff. She does a whole lot of Star Wars things, Mandalorian things. Oh, you know, that's a huge. That's it's probably a Neptune 4 Max. What it kind of looked like from her handling the. I didn't know she did printing. I knew she did some printing for her cosplay stuff. I didn't know she just did regular printing content. I had no idea. But I will keep it in mind you. Yes, I will. I will definitely keep it in mind you. That's cool. Is he giving away another dry box? I think it would be cool to try. Oh, absolutely. Without a doubt. Is he giving away another another dry box? I haven't been paying attention. Just a filament? Okay. I really want one of them boxes though. I saw it today. He did one this afternoon. It's a really neat setup. Because you can get what they did was they separated the dryer. They separated the dryer from the box. So basically you set the box on the dryer, it blows the hot air in and around. You know, it blows the hot air in and around the filament, gets it to a acceptable. Yeah, Tanya got one. The today at this afternoon or whatever, right? Uh, the 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 air flows around, heats up, you know, takes the moisture out the box. Yes, I did. We were talking about you. You know what I'm saying? Like it circulates the heat around, and then you can put the feet on the bottom of the box and keep it dry. And then you can purchase an extra box or another box and then do the same thing. My problem is I would want to probably have at least, and I would want to have at least 5 or 6 boxes because then at least you could rotate filament around. Like if you knew you had projects coming up, you could dry out certain colors. I am still printing with colors that are 8 years old. Knock on wood, they've been working. Now I have one that I have to dry out. I don't know if it's going to recover. It's very brittle. It dried out I think a little too much. But I hadn't tried to dry it yet. I think the other thing I may do is next time I see like at the I spend a lot. I go thrifting a lot. I love thrift stores. I enjoy thrift stores. They never have my size. You know, fat is popular, but I like thrift stores, so we go pretty regular. And when I stop in there, if I see a round food dehydrator in a thrift store for like, you know, $3 or $4, I think I'm gonna buy one just to make for a stack of, you know, make a stack filament dry. I think it's big enough to hold the spool. If not, I can adapt it. I can adapt it to where I can get it to cone up, and then I'm gonna get like a I'm gonna get like one of those cement form tubes. Beef jerky, heck yeah. I own 2 dehydrators. I am a beef jerky. Do you like beef jerky? I am a beef jerky fiend, and I have a very special. I have an extremely very special super teriyaki recipe that I use that I absolutely love. And then Bobby does. Bobby does jerky as well, and Bobby found a really good Caribbean jerky recipe. You too? Okay, I'll have to make a batch of jerky. I'll have to make a batch of jerky. I haven't made one in a while. Uh, and I cheat. I cheat on so many levels. I use a pre-cut bottom round for stir fry so that it's already thin slices. They're uniform in size, they're uniform in thickness, which makes dehydrating them that much easier. I marinate them overnight. I use a salad spinner to get most of my moisture off so I don't have to you like hot and spicy? I soaked habanero cut habanero peppers in marinade one time, and I used red pepper flake. People underestimate the heat you can get out of red pepper flake, but when you marinate in red pepper flake, and it pulls it pulls some of that heat out of the you know out of the marinade. It works really well. I don't make it hot and spicy, just because nobody here eats it hot and spicy. Uh, but I could add some extra. Like if I make a batch for you, I'll put an extra. I could hit a little extra heat of pepper in there. Or like I said, I can go get a habanero and I can soak it in. I can soak it in habanero and or ghost pepper sauce, whatever. I mean, there's a lot of things you can do to add the heat. Heat addition is easy. I just don't like it too hot. I don't like it too spicy. I would rather I like teriyaki. I like the Caribbean jerk flavor is really good. That was going to be the next one I was going to try. Caribbean jerk recipe that Bobby has. It's really, really, really. Uh, but I usually make like 2 pounds at a time. Uh, you know, just because it's more efficient to make big batches than little batches. But I'll have to the next time I make up some jerky, I'll send you out some because you seal them in a seal meal and send them on their way, and they'll last. I mean, they last. They last a good bit. I don't like to completely dry out. Like I don't like it to be super dry and tough. I like it to still have a little bit of moisture and a little bit of chew to it. I like different kinds, but mostly hot and spicy. Yeah, I tried some thin stuff. We went to the Ren Fair one year, and they had a guy selling this extremely thin cut, fantastic jerky. So I tried doing some thin slice stuff, but it didn't. It came out like it got too dry. Like I said, I like to leave a little bit of moisture. That's why I tell people all the time. If I give them some jerky, I tell them don't leave this in the closet or in the pantry for 6 weeks, 8 weeks. It's going to be bad. They're like, it's jerky. It's not going to go bad. Yes, it's jerky, and it's not going to go bad for a while. But I leave a little bit of moisture in there to have that little bit of flavor because I don't plan on keeping it and storing it for 8, 10, 12 weeks, a year, whatever. Now, if I'm going to do that, then I will take the moisture levels down to jerky style where it's just completely dry and you have to chew the crap out of it. Brother-in-law used to make it with deer meat. Yeah, I got you. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't like to make it so dry because I'm not homesteading. I'm making jerky because I like to eat. So I purposefully leave a little bit of moisture in there. The problem with leaving a little bit of moisture in your jerky is that it can mold. You know, if it sits, it can mold. So I usually tell people eat it or refrigerate it. Because if you throw it in the refrigerator too, it'll last. Like it keeps the mold from getting to it for quite a while. But I tend to you know, I don't bring it down to that just super chewy, dry consistency. I don't like it like that. So I leave a little bit of flavor in it and a little bit of moisture in it. And I just tell people, you know, eat it, you know, sooner than later. That's all. You know, have it sooner than later. It'll be much better that way, I promise. It'll be so much better that way. All right, there we go. All right, easy peasy. Easy peasy. Come on. But yeah, I do bottom round thin cut for stir fry. And I do that on purpose because I found that on accident. And I found that cut on accident, but I found out that again, pieces are relatively the